Hi again, Eggman. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Now, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, not Lucas. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive head first. I said drive again.
Making you drive
Making you dive head first into
Drive
literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh my god. Oh, come on.
Come on! Like he deserves any slack.
She just...
You already had to be
She's
dragged.
like...
I'm Satan. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. By Smonica.
You're gonna have to lean in.
that dumb bitch.
I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. Or hang out or what. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Oh, I know I won't. Anyways, nice for being in the foreground.
Certainly have big mouth for someone who keeps a mega collection in the club room.
Her head compared to her head.
I wish I could read the rest of the words.
The music's a little bit higher pitched, I think.
Monica is what I'm guessing it's saying.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Monica.
Monica is literature.
Manga is literature. I didn't realize that was me. I'm sorry.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki
Swiftly
pops back into her seat.
Plot.
I'm sorry, not Lucas. Every time I see not, I try to say Natsuki because of just the not part.
Well, you know what? I had to be edgy because this is the second half
We'll
of the
make
game.
sure to put your comfort first, okay?
Uh-huh. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance.
Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might be interested in picking up a book to read.
Well, actually, I can't read.
I don't really know how to read. Can y'all teach me English? I can't really say no either way. They can hear me, David. Calm down. David's a little pussy bitch, guys. Sorry. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask.
Wait.
She just keeps getting bigger.
I didn't mean it like that.
Woo woo.
Woo woo.
Oh, the room is tilting. The room is tilting to the side.
Yeah, I can tell. Everything's kind of
If
like...
you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if you don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure?
Not really.
I just felt like...
This is really, like, throwing me off. Also, I'm looking at the camera on the side and it is slowly, like, doing the damn thing. I just felt like...
Doing the thing.
Well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like.
I'm gonna go back over here.
Yeah, do that.
I told you. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read.
I do usually
And
read.
we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? What if I just waited like 20 minutes? Would it just be like nothing but like... Huh. How is this girl... Yeah, whatever. Anyway, she even picked out a book she thinks I like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the background. Anyways, I enthusiastically take the book. Phew.
Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Oh wow. It's like things are slightly different in this room. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading, because that's terrible. That's unforgivable. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second.
I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I can barely hear you talking too, Lucas.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I really that quiet?
You're like
whispering.
barely speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, well clearly we're in like the wrong world because I feel very loud to myself, but also I have headphones on, so
That's probably it.
I'm talking at like the same pace that you guys are talking. It's just that I'm not screaming right now like I usually am. That was gross. David snapped his
broke
back.
his back.
Okay, Sayori, calm down.
Oh my god.
But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
Nah, oh wait, no, that's not the right letter. That's the book that you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fucking god.
What the fuck? Look at her. I wanted
She's
to
Sloth
reread
from the
some-
They have a little cut right here at the neck. I wonder what they're gonna do next. I wanted to reread some of it.
Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Because that's what's weird in this scene.
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them.
See. I yawn.
Speaking of Sloth from the Goonies, he's
fairly
making a special
obvious here.
appearance.
There's something very obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Yeah,
While her eye was off of her face.
Yeah, there's something obvious here. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's the story about anyway?
Well,
I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. That sounds like a Skyrim book. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover.
basically it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison.
Okay, so the literature club.
And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... that might be a little bit of a spoiler.
That sounds fun.
But anyway, I'm really into it. I don't think she gave the same description last time. The book, I mean...
It was kind of similar. I know it was still pretty morbid, but I feel like it's like a different...
It was like, they talked about like this girl and like she had to find out who to trust. This
Oh,
just,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just too deep.
Yeah. The book, yeah.
The book, I mean, not the thing about the limbs.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? No, that's fine. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Really, did it not?
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, not Lucas?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway.
It's true.
Then suddenly...
I'm rambling, aren't I?
No meaning to me.
I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well...
No, I haven't.
It's just that you screamed at me out of nowhere.
It's just that, oh my god, I'm just imagining that video we watched yesterday, that little girl. That's the voice she talked in.
Well, I guess it's alright then.
But I feel like...
But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts,
My whole body gets
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange. Please stop me if I start talking too much.
I might. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Let's just kill all these girls in different games. That's it. Sayori's down, so now Yuri, then Natsuki, and then Monica can live because she's the Regina George of the group. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club. Did Brayden fart?
No, I'm just...
Okay.
He's not covering his nose.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to breathe. I mean, Sayori didn't.
Oh my
It's a literature club after all.
Ah, that's true.
See, she agrees. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? ... Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Oh! Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri reads about reading in company. It's as if I could feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. It may be a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. If there is a jump scare at any point in this second half and you guys don't tell me, I will fucking kill you. Because you guys are getting all apprehensive and shit.
What did David even do? I wasn't paying any attention.
I went like this. Not that.
That's what he did. I've already broken a chair. It's in the front yard, so if you want to break another, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, we're good. I'm good.
David just fell off a chair trying to be a jokester. His jokes don't land, but his body does.
Somehow I didn't, really fall.
I'm anticipating a jump scare, so.
A jump scare.
David fell because he's stupid. He's stupid. Yuri's in the corner of my eye, so I realize that she's not... I'm looking at the corners. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I'm, paranoid in this game. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of...
Bathing in the feeling of your body. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean... that's gross. I have to apologize on camera. Once we each lean in a little bit... That was Brandon.
No,
our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to open the book instead. That's not at all what the last few words were. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here. Oh, see, it's nice again.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger.
You good? There's no jump
scares.
scares.
No, I'm not looking for a jump scare. I'm just looking for things. For clues. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides under her thumb as if it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of her... Listen, bro, your girlfriend just died and you're just going for the other girls, really?
This is a new game.
Are you
I know,
ready?
but still. He's just going to the next one.
Turn the page.
Oh, sorry. Maybe he should pay attention. I think I got a little distracted for a second. I wonder what could be distracting him. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels almost like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. That's not a face that she made before.
No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking the way that she second guesses things she says it at all.
That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know. So I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri just had a stroke. That's the most emotion she's ever shown. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You could rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself, you crazy bitch. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. This is not a cult. What on earth was that about? Oh my
Eggman?
fucking god. What?
Did something happen just now?
No, nothing. I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her.
No, nothing.
Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other?
Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I'd figure we get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. There's just 3 fucking people here. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? I didn't want to talk to Monica at all. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. ... question mark?
Not Lucas. If you're gonna
What?
Homie, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home.
Yeah, take this club seriously, Brandon. Well, what? Harsh.
What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? You think I'm stupid? Don't answer that.
That's exactly what you said last time, too. I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put an effort. We all start somewhere, right? Where's the squirrel, then? If this is a new game.
Squirrel just
If you're
comes
still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Yeah, call her out.
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid.
Oh, here we go.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
They really left this completely the same out of all the fucking things they could have done. Really. The most retarded poem I've ever heard.
I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it. I lie.
What? Just be honest.
I'd rather not. I am.
Why?
Not. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well,
Because my writing style is really stupid.
Wow, that was bad.
I don't care. My voice is very hoarse. Because everyone in high school thinks
everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. so people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Express yourself. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
We're all
You've
tired.
yawned like 3 times, so it's fine.
What?
I like when it's easy to read,
What
but
did
it
you
hits
say?
you hard.
I said you've yawned like 3 times, so me doing it once isn't bad.
Okay. Sure.
Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand. My girlfriend just
But
died.
the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Flat, like me. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
Flat like my personality.
Oh, God.
So you did.
Flat like the earth, right?
So, yeah, she would be a flat earther. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro.
I just want to fucking like
I'm
take a
glad you
hammer
learned something.
and hit her tooth.
Her singular tooth.
I'm glad you learned something.
Or fine.
Right at you.
Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's is feeling proud,
You
then I
probably
won't
should
take it away
start
from
caring
her.
about how old people are.
I don't. How should... Well, one of us is age deceased, so... How should I show my poem... How? Who should I show my poem to next? I wonder who I should show my poem to
Yeah,
next.
you got so many choices.
Yuri!
I just want to kill her.
Hi, Eggman! Having a good time so far?
Ah, yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Who was that?
It was, Nidoran.
Okay. Good. Glad to hear it.
By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better,
I suggest not killing your clubmates.
I'm always listening.
And all... Yeah. I was just going to say always hearing, but that's the same word.
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Sure. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. She just killed my girlfriend. I'm much better off just going into... Okay. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. I thought he said I'm much better off going in with a flame with that word. But, like, obviously that's not what she
That
said.
too.
Anyway, want to share your
want to
poem
show
with
your
me?
poem with me?
Why do you keep reading lines?
Because
anyway?
it's a thing. I don't
It's
think.
habit for him. He can't
Yeah.
help it.
I kind of have to play the protagonist and then his thoughts. It's
Well,
kind of
you have one less
embarrassing.
voice to do
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's true. So I'm kind of more dedicated to my roles. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Eggman. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But that's the sort of barrier we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I heard Monica in my poem. Oh my god.
Great job, Eggman.
1 second. Okay, that's not gonna work. It's stupid.
I was going, ugh, in my head while reading it.
I love the throwback.
It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes, I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality, if I could read.
I wonder.
I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. That sounds like a bad thing. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably
A more
that is
interesting
probably a
place.
much more interesting place for her. I gotta like do this.
That's what I'm like.
But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little
I'm
strongly.
gonna fucking kill this bitch if she says one more thing about the best girl here.
Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly the door opens.
Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Turns out it's not your.
Not really! Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you that you took all the time that you needed.
David's learning how to read.
Sorry, I'm thinking
This
too
game.
fast.
All right. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now.
I have to put so much concentration on just doing the voice that I can't read. All my brain powers go to the voice.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who's such a bitch.
Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
Uh-huh. I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on a flat sheet of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's night. It's night there.
It's right there.
Oh, it's right there.
I can't read this stupid writing.
It's right there. He's right there, swallowing my fears. I brandish my pen.
This is different than the other hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other one had
My retinas!
Oh my god. I can definitely see the symbolism in all this.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform if that's what you call it. I think it's terrible. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany.
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day.
Don't kill your
Sometimes when you're
friends.
writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink.
I read dark as dank.
So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening, Tilda.
Who should I show my poem to next? The only other
Sayori.
option.
Dot.
As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Ew, what was that?
What question mark? Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Ooh, woo, woo.
He's going
Woo,
to
woo.
hate me.
It's true. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath and giggles a little.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Nope. Never before in my life. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment from coming from someone.
From coming
From
from
you.
someone.
From coming from someone from you.
Your commentary is
This
absolutely
is-
beautiful. You know that?
Actually, well, yeah, I guess so. One of my characters is deceased after all. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
This is actually my second time. Yuri tears. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at the poem again.
Dot. Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
Don't you make fun of my
Yeah.
grammar if you gon' fuck up every second, bitch.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true.
Okay.
I'm gonna convince you to kill yourself just like Monica did.
Okay.
This is the reason I was able to tell.
The tables have turned.
It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I've kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style from the topic matter, different from the topic matter, and then they form fit the two together.
Yeah.
The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering's completely gone. She sounds like an expert. But my stammering isn't gone.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for.
Thank you.
There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased how?
Well,
Her writing sucks.
never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
You murder people in
It's
this club.
fine. You know, it's hard to believe that a penis can drive girls so insane that they convince their friends to kill themselves just so they can claim the power of the penis. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. I've killed my friends before. And I'll do it again. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her.
Did you just say smells?
I don't give a fuck what I said, Keisha.
She smells dreamily.
Frankly, I'm done of smelling things sitting next to you. Which itself is kind
I
of
took a
funny.
shower, so I'm good.
After all, it's not going to be long before you start shitting everywhere, Ed Sheeran. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminates beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past, the light flickers. I flicker back.
This is the same poem.
Yeah, no. Dot dot dot. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
That's because of your terrible handwriting. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty.
Oh?
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. It was okay, I guess. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Maybe try a different one since it's a new game, Yuri. Play to win. Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Ghosts are me.
Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, not Lucas.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in their last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that.
I
That's
even thought of
impressive.
that. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so.
Nah. That's Brandon's catchphrase. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course. I could learn 2 huge, big things from you. Yeah, of course.
Ah, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it.
By the end of this commentary, I want us to have a counter to see how many boob jokes I made about Yuri.
I'm going to keep doing my best for you, not Lucas.
Ah, me too.
Let's stop there
Woo.
for this episode.
I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room.
Soon.
That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities, even if... No, the picture's back and the music's back, so something's going on. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. Let me see. Is the camera changing?
I don't think so.
No. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Oh yeah, it is. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My ass lands on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration.
Why is this ass on me?
Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
Remember, this is where the argument happens.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Yeah, is
Did
there a
you
little
hear
bitch
something?
underneath my
Did you
boobs?
hear something?
Sorry, my tits are so big I can't find the little gremlin yelling at me.
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk of one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Here we go.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something?
Bitch, there is no symbolism in that garbage fire of a fucking poem. Girl,
People can
bye.
do things.
People can fly.
It's clearly about the feeling of giving up.
Sayori can hang. It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. Yeah,
I
okay,
just read that.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha. I realized that halfway through. How can
How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Oh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say?
Bitch, you don't have to say nothing nice at all.
Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
You can go fuck yourself.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it. And Homie did too.
The fuck he did.
So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
Excuse
What
me.
if I was losing my voice?
I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring,
Burn her to a crisp.
which I haven't yet.
Burn! Put her in that closet. And
And not Lucas liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
oh shit, Natsuki suddenly stands up. Here
oh,
we go. She's gonna attack them titties.
I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
Oh?
That's not what I...
Oh,
You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that dang it! Not Lucas appreciates my advice more than he
Why does
appreciates yours.
Natsuki like my advice more than you?
It's so hard.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more?
I didn't, because I said I didn't.
Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Do it, girl.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Homie started showing up.
Oh.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
They're not that.
This doesn't involve you!
Oh, yell at that bitch.
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Me? Look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch.
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
If I wanted to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude.
Let's get
If you want to prove
sickening.
anything.
Yeah, whatever. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality by dressing and acting cute.
I'm living for this.
The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Whoa, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge.
Okay, little miss, I've been on
Oh,
YouTube
my
once.
bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself?
I already knew that. What the fuck?
What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let homie hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
I am. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing there.
Not Lucas. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. ...
How did I get... Okay, bitch, what's the point in this text?
Okay,
What do you pick?
in the next episode.
Yeah, next
I
episode.
can't even save.